Morning everyone, my name is Michael, I'm this week's swing analysis winner. You're watching me and my golf TV. Let's take charge of your game.
Thank you, Michael, and hello guys, welcome to My Swing Analysis. This is where we analyse one of our lucky followers' golf swings.
Absolutely, guys. Now if you want a chance to get involved, enter the competition today. Go to Facebook, go to Instagram and go to Twitter using the hashtag MySwingAnalysis, and good luck.
Yes, so as you can see, we've got Michael Anderson from City of Newcastle Golf Club in Gosforth. And Michael's hasn't got a handicap, but he scores in the low 80s.
Okay.
And his goals this year, he'd love to score sub 80 to break 80 and single figure handicap. So his problems is he plays a steady draw off the tee, but that draw sometimes turns into a snap hook.
Okay.
So we want to help him out with that if we can.
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at Michael's golf swing. So front on and down the line, and it's a good golf swing.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, so let's just play that in full motion. And we straight away can sort of see a couple of things that stand out to us, which we'll go through in a moment. So let's go ahead and take a look at the down the line view, because this is really the line or the view that's going to really be the most important. So his grip is a little strong, but we're going to sort of bypass that and we'll talk about that in a moment. But as we move into the backswing, what we're going to notice here when Michael gets halfway back, we're going to notice that the butt end of the club is pointing outside that target line. So the club is a little bit off plane, or laid off is what we call it. Now this influences the club face. As it gets to the top of the golf swing, we're going to notice that the club face is pointing a little bit more towards the sky, so it's slightly closed. Okay, and this is where his draw turns into a snap hook sometimes.
Yeah,
so it's more of a face issue that we need to change. The plane is okay, but it's more of a face issue that we're going to sort of work on really. So Piers, let's talk about, it's a good golf swing, isn't it? But if we get something better on the way back, his backswing move, his move away, it's going to make things so much easier for the face position.
It is, and as you said, Andy, it is all about the club face, and it gets into this closed position throughout his golf swing.
Yeah.
And we can look at the grip, but with what we're going to ask, so the grip, when we say strong, just very quickly, strong means it's too far round to the right, which influences the club face. It influences the loft. It makes the loft point more to the left, which I would call it strong. But so generally when we've got a closed club face and we've got a strong grip, we look at changing the grip. But with the swing change we're going to ask you to do, we're going to involve the wrists and the hands differently throughout your backswing, which is going to change the face position. So if we actually got the grip and weakened it, when we do the swing change as well, we might actually make you a lot worse and actually cutting and slicing it out to the right. So I think the first thing we want to do is let's show you how to move the wrists a little bit differently. So let's get the cocking or the setting of the club better.
Yeah.
So a fantastic drill we use a lot, Andy, is to assume your posture, and then from there just make sure that the hands, the level of the hands is going to stay in the same place. And then from there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the golf club and I'm just going to lift it. But I'm not lifting it with my arms, I'm lifting it with my wrists. So I'm sort of kick-starting the wrists, getting them moving there.
So we're just really getting the feeling of hinging the wrists correctly, and this is where, when we move into your golf swing in a moment, this is really where you're going to sort of feel the difference. So the wrist is definitely an issue here. So let's talk about where Michael's in the backswing, and let's show you where we want to see him halfway back.
Okay, yeah. So where we want to see you, Michael, is that when we get halfway back, we'll we'll freeze frame it, and we can see that the shaft of the golf club is pointing at the target line. That's where we would like you. Now we know from your video that you were a little bit more outside, pointing more towards Andy. So we want it down at that target line.
Okay, so that's where we want it. So we've got a bit of a drill for you that you can use, and this is where we exaggerate. The feel and the reel are very different.
Yeah,
so let's go to that drill, Piers, that he can do, and where would we want him to feel.
So let's bear in mind that we're out there, we don't want that. We want the target line, so we want it there. To get that, the best way to do it, we always talk about this, is to exaggerate, to overdo the movement. So we want you to feel that the butt end of the club or the shaft of the club is pointing down in between the feet and the target line. So pretty much, as you can see there, pretty much halfway in between the two. Now a way that you can do this to check yourself, maybe grip down the club, or put a T-peg in the club, or put an alignment stick up the grip there. But you can see now that I can see the butt end of the grip, it's pointing down in between my toes and the golf ball. And if you wanted to exaggerate it even more, you could do the Mike Weir drill. Yeah. So Mike Weir, Canadian left-hander, but he would do this drill where he would actually get the club and it would be pointing down more at the toe line. So if you're struggling, if you're doing this drill and it's not quite working quick enough for you, then you can always exaggerate it even more.
And this is something that you'll be surprised at. You'll be feeling that it's quite steep on the backswing. This is the sort of what we get the comments from a lot of our students. This feels really steep, but in reality, it's going to be very close to plane, or even still a little bit over here. So you'll be surprised how much that feeling you can go of feeling steep. But the good thing about that is it's going to help the face at the top of the golf swing, where we're going to sort of see that it's more parallel to your lead arm.
Yeah, definitely. I think that the main reason for that, Andy, is that as you're working at setting that club properly and actually getting it on plane, I'm maintaining that cup, that cupping in the back of the left wrist, which is what's going to get the club face in that squarer position. So if we'd have changed the grip, you can see now, and then asked you to cup it more as well, then maybe it wouldn't have been good for you.
Okay, so let's take a couple of shots feeling that, Piers. So this is sort of how you'll preset and practice this.
Yeah, definitely.
And this is something you can do, Michael, at home, where you sort of, you know, preset that feeling of hinging that club and feeling it points down in between your toe line and the golf ball.
Sorry there, Andy. This is a drill that I used a lot last year, actually, to get my swing a little bit more upright in this middle phase of the golf swing. So it helped me a lot. And you can probably see when I actually hit the shot that it wasn't the same as the actual practice waggle. The waggle was definitely more upright than the actual shot.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that again. So again from there, get that angle there, love it, and pull the trigger.
And this is something really, like you say, the great thing about practicing this really, Michael, get yourself with a mirror behind you, you're going to be able to see as well. So if you get yourself with a mirror behind you, you're going to exactly see where that butt end is pointing to, or even video it yourself like you have done already.
Okay, so there you have it. If you hook the golf ball, then maybe that drill can help you. If you do, and if it has, post your comments down below and we'll get back to you soon. And guys, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. Videos are for free.
Every week as well, guys. So also, do you play fantasy sports? If you do, make sure you go and check out the DraftKings. The link's in the description below. Make sure you tell them that me and My Golf sent you and use the promo code MyGolf. We'd love to hear how you're getting on with those as well. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.